All right, everyone. We're going to go through a quick overview of today. We've had like 4 days or so of a large trading range. So we'll see. It's a pretty good size trading range. So again, just follow the system. We want to sell below this opacity, which we call the highway. We want to buy above it, sell below it. We want to buy above our gold and blue spans you see here, or sell below them. And of course we want our Xroc and our oscillators to be changing colors or have already changed colors. So we had a little gap down on the open and the market came up, so we would be looking to sell. Green are buy bars, whites are sell bars on my chart, and we don't want to be buying doji bars, or we don't want to be selling doji bars. So we want a full body bar, not one of these little doji bars. So above the highway here is a little risky, but we have all three spans above. You could catch this with a little bit of risk to sell back off. But once we come back underneath the highway and then we get our first full bar close here, you can, and of course our oscillators and everything are down, Xroc's below zero. So right here, this would be our first entry short here at this level. Stop would be just above that, and we'd be looking for 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars for profit. So again, Xroc, pretty simple, pretty easy system. One of the easiest I've ever traded. Get a bounce on the open there, and it comes back up, and it went through off the span again. Again, you can attempt these since they're all the way through, but sometimes you got to be really careful. Again, just the span would want to wait for it to come down underneath the highway and then come and bounce off of it. So if you did take that risk, that would have been all right. We get a little hesitation at the open here, came up and then came back off the highway here. This would be another possibility right here for a short. Stop goes above, and you'd be looking for 4 bars again. That paid off. It would have actually paid off quite a bit more than 4 bars, but that's our system right there. Entry 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and you might have been able to pull that down here, and also maybe gone to the gap. So one is going from one gap to the other. It went to the gap there. You get another one here now. Can you just take these cells here? I wouldn't. When these things get too deep, they look for pullbacks on a normal basis, but when it's in a sell-off, yeah. But I would say if you weren't already short and holding, no reason just to take a trade because you're got FOMO and you're missing the move. It would have paid out. It pulled back up to the highway here, and again we have some divergence here. So this trade here coming off the highway right here would be a bit more risky and likely to fail. So this would be your entry. The stop would be here. We have 1, 2 bars to there, and it probably chopped at that point, and it would have let you out if you would have exited. But of course, if you're trading on FOMO, you're not going to exit. You're going to think it's going to keep going. And so, but what you see is that you see the Xroc and the oscillators are staying up high and very deep and large bump, not a small bump. So we want to wait for that small bump and then it changing, because this is just showing you that the relative momentum is up. And so that's what you want to stick to. So here, can you buy here? No, we're not above the highway. So now we coming off and we're above the highway again. You would be wanting to wait. It sells off and then it's climbing back up. Can you take these reversal trades down here. Quite frankly, you could take any trade you want. That's called trading, but we want to buy above the highway, sell below the highway, and I'll show you a pretty solid reversal trade if we see one, but I doubt we will. This is the bounce of the morning, so usually, you know, right around 7 o'clock, 7 to 7:30, you're going to get the reversal. We have a gap above us that most likely is filled on most days. The gap gets filled, so could you tempt this? You could, you possibly, but I would just probably hold off. You're above the highway here and you get a double doji set up, but again, the momentum's too high. It's up in the overbought zone, and again, it's above the 1.1 on the Xroc, so I would not do this. If you weren't long already, you could chance it, but again, in most cases, it pulls back. But this was a big actual move. It actually moved for an hour straight up. So can you get long? Well, you could, but there's risk involved in that. So you get a bounce off the highway here. You get our first bar and then a full body bar, but we got our spans in front, so we want to be above these spans before we buy. So again, we got more spans back to the open. Can you just trade these because you're above the highway? Absolutely, you could try to do anything you like. So this would have been a break even, this one would have been a break even. So again, you would have that one would have been a break even, unless you're holding them for full risk, meaning it's coming back almost hitting your stop and then going on. So now that we're above the spans here, we have a last one, and actually these should be in order. So blue should be on top, yellow, and then pink. So they're in reverse order right now, so they haven't actually changed momentum wise. But again, 1, 2, and that would have been another break even there, trading into the span. So we don't want to trade into the span because they pull back. Now, can you just hold it and take the full risk? Yeah, you can do whatever you like, but I choose not to do that. I look for high probability setups instead of low probability setups. I don't like holding risk beyond the first couple of bars, and then that's how I trade. So we get another one here, and it looks like it's gonna maybe break out of the span here. Everything is up, so it looks like it's gonna be a good trade. It would have went up. You might have gotten then it would have chopped on you. You could have got out, or you could have held it and then it went another couple bars and chopped on you again. Could have you got your profit? Yeah, if you held through those first double dojis, you would have got it. If you took a double doji setup and then the expansion bar there again, it would have chopped on you and you would have been out with a break even. So again, this is really a tough situation up here, and also you can see momentum is slowing extremely here at the tops. So because you see how the oscillator is barely growing, it's not have any more momentum like this over here. So we get another second entry off of that, the span. The spans are trying to switch. You can see blue now is above yellow, so they're trying to switch. So these could be areas where you could attempt to try to close this gap up here, because this is all closing a gap right here to the close of yesterday, which is that purple line right up there. So you could attempt that. It really did not want to go, and then it finally popped the end of it there and got to this, closed the gap. So and again, we have some levels up here that most likely are going to touch, but at this point, you know, can you buy this? I would have probably bought this one before buying that one, but I mean, you could take the risk here. Xroc came back enough to give you some room. Why aren't we buying here? Well, look how deep the relative momentum came. So again, if it's that deep, you want to wait because you want a smaller little bump here before taking that. So you get a couple downward moves. Can you trade off of the highway selling here? You could, but again, you're trading into spans. Those spans are going to be defended, and so we get like a small wedge here coming back down. We got divergence. Can you take this here under the highway? Again, you can do whatever you like. I wouldn't do that. You're trading into the blue span. It kind of goes through, it double dojis, and then it gets an expansion bar here. I would wait. The Xroc is really close to 1. I would want that Xroc back down here, waiting for some momentum. You can see the Xroc keeps losing as this kind of finds its way up here. So likely this is going to turn down again and sell off a bit more because of the big move up. So we're going to get a lower high, it looks like. Comes down, comes through, and now we're right on the gap here. And so I'd be waiting for a second bounce on that gap. So we got a little push off the gap here. Could you take a color change or the secondary bar here going up into the span, into the highway? Yeah, you could, but it quite frankly it would have just turned out to be a break even again. Market comes here again back into the span. It did come off the highway here. Or off the gap. So I would be waiting here for this to get a really good second bounce. We get a triple doji here. This would be a pretty good spot to possibly attempt to go long here back to the span. Doji's out. Again, it's really struggling here. So now we're back up in the span. We got blue, yellow, or we got yellow, blue, pink. So it needs to be blue, yellow, pink, but for buying. But at the moment, we're just coming back over the highway. So it got double doji expansion bar here. We got another double doji expansion bar above the highway. So this actually could have been an entry here, 1, 2, and maybe a break even. But if it didn't, it would have slung back, double dojied again, and then it would have paid you. This double doji and the expansion bar here probably would have weighted Xroc's pretty high, like these. The double doji here, you have room, and probably a good thing. That might have been a break even, but could have been a fail. We get a good push here off the highway, but as you can see, you're right into all these spans, so it becomes risky. Here we get push off the prior close, and then off of the highway we get an expansion bar. Everything's now back to normal. We're looking for extension, and it fails. It might have let you out there with a break even, but again, trading through the close. Remember what we say, trading through levels. So you want to trade through that level? No, probably not. Probably wait for it to break out of the level. Now you can see that our spans are now in the correct order, blue, yellow, pink. So that means we have upward momentum, and so we'd be looking for some type of move up. We have a double doji, an expansion. It goes only 1 bar. So again, trading into these highs isn't the greatest idea. Yeah, if you took these in this perfect world, yeah, I'm the perfect expert trader. I take all these trades and make all this money. That's not how it works in real life. So you have to stick with the plan. So again, trading, buying off of the highway above, selling below, not trading through the spans, not trading into levels, and you just be patient for your trade. And so yeah, almost we have some major divergence here at the highs. Could you take this? Yeah, those are any reversal in the market is going to be riskier than trading with the trend. But we have some double dojis, probably looking to probably continue back up. We have a buy gap here, so you could attempt to buy the buy gap, but we also have a sell gap. So the sell gap is printed already here, so So you'd be buying right into a sell gap. So again, not the ideal situation. So that was this morning. So just a walkthrough. You guys see you on the next one.